If you're over the age of 50 and you want to strengthen your lower body, you want stronger legs and stronger hip muscles so that you have better balance, so you feel strong and independent, whether you're 50, 60, 70, 80, or even 90 years old, this video is for you. I'm going to take you on a simple follow-along workout for beginners to strengthen your lower body. It's going to help you build leg strength, it's going to help you build hip strength, and it's going to help improve your balance and overall hip flexibility. So if you're ready, let's get ready to think right, move right, and feel right. And if you're looking for more detailed explanations for the exercises in this video, be sure to go to the description box and check for the link for the 5 essential lower body exercises for seniors. This lower body workout for seniors and for those getting close to senior age requires very little equipment. All you need is a chair or a wall or a couch to do the first half of the workout. There's a second circuit of exercises where it would be great to have an ankle weight, but if you don't have one, just do the exercises without the ankle weight and get one whenever you have time. This is a follow-along workout, so just do what you see me doing. When you see me doing it, I will tell you when to rest and when to start. You don't have to think about anything. If at any point you feel like you're really tired and you need more rest, feel free to hit the pause button and just relax and start again when you feel ready. And remember, when starting any new exercise, try to do it easier than you think you need to. Don't push to do the hardest version of it because you will hurt yourself. Please remember that slow is safe and fast is foolish. All right, let's get started. All right, let's get started with your workout. Get next to a chair, a wall, some sturdy piece of furniture, and we're gonna start off with our mini squats for 1 minute. Here we go. Just going as low as you can without feeling pain, without feeling crunching, popping, snapping. Use as much help as you need from whatever you've got in front of you. You can have your weight more on the toes. You can have your weight more on the center of your feet. It's okay, just explore a little bit because ultimately we want to have control, whether you're on the toes or you're on the heels, you're in the middle. Find what feels most comfortable and stable right now, and then gradually work towards making the other options comfortable too. For most people, best idea is to stay, either into the middle of your foot, or if you want to lean forward a little bit more onto the balls of your feet towards the toes. And gradually increase the range. All right, good. Let's take a little bit of a rest. If your legs burn at any point, anything feels too tired to do anymore, you don't have to force it. That's the luxury of being a grown-up. You get to make wise decisions for your body. All right, here we go. So now we're doing the hip circles, knees bent for 1 minute. We're gonna do some circles. So you're going up and around and then tracing that same path again. As you're doing this, notice any specific angles or positions that feel really difficult to get into. Notice whether your low back is trying to go into this big weird, not that weird, but this big arch. See if you can keep your spine under control, keep your abs engaged. And just slowly try to get a nice big circle. Make sure that you're also keeping your pelvis as still as possible. So you're trying not to twist it out like that, but rather keep it flat so your pubic bone is pointing straight down towards the floor. Alrighty, let's take 20 seconds rest. Let that burn subside. You're going to be doing the other leg now. I'll let you see this from behind this time so you can see what's happening with the pelvis. Again, use as much support as you need. And here we go. So 1 minute, we're focusing on using those hip muscles. As we come back like this, we're using glute max. As we turn out to the side, we're using still glute max, but glute med and glute min, glute medius and glute minimus. Nice and slow and controlled, getting as high as we can without compensating, without throwing in a little cheat to get where we want to go. Remember that slow is safe and fast is foolish, especially as we get older. There's not a lot to be gained by trying to do everything high speed, high intensity, except for maybe injuries. So be wise, pay attention, be mindful. Alrighty, and 20 seconds rest. And then we're gonna go back to those squats. Since your legs, your hips are a little warmed up from that first round, hopefully they'll be ready to do a little bit more on this round. Just don't push it into any painful positions. So here we go, going down, little mini squats, trying to improve your control in this top portion of the range of motion. And if that feels really good, you feel like, yeah, I've got control over it, go ahead and go lower. Just don't force it, right? Use assistance. Make sure you feel muscles working. You don't feel bones crunching. Okay, if you feel anything kind of snap, pop, spend a little more time just above that pop, snap position and build the strength. Feel muscles, feel butt muscles, feel thigh muscles. Feel them work. As they learn to work better, more effectively, more efficiently, you're going to find that popping and snapping will improve. You may also need to do some stretching and other things, but that's got to be another video. All right, good. Take a little rest. Going back into the hip circles. So you're going to lean up against your chair, your couch, whatever you've got. And you're going to be knee bent, and up and out we go. So slow and controlled. You don't need to impress me. You don't need to impress anybody. You just want to figure out what range you've got and whether or not you can increase that range. So maybe, you're only right there and it feels really hard out here. It's shaking. That's great. Find those places where it's shaking and wobbly. Hang out there. Really pay attention to how shaky and wobbly that is and see if you can find the connection between your brain and those muscles that would control that position. It's going to be out here, especially when you get out to the sides. You're going to notice, ooh, that is rough, because you haven't practiced that in maybe decades. Now you are. So you're going to make some progress. Okay. 20 seconds rest. Let's get everybody's favorite back view. And we're just going to lean up against the furniture, have the knee bent. And here we go. Up and out. And around. And down. The stance leg, it can be bent if that helps you feel more stable. It is also fairly common for the stance leg hip to get tired. So if at any point you need to take extra rests, that's totally fine. Take extra rest. You can just hit the pause button. I will still be here on your screen waiting for you. And I won't judge you, because that's not part of this video. If you want a video where I'm judging you, you can leave a comment and I can make that video. But in this video, we're just going to work those hip muscles and leg muscles so you are strong, independent, and stable. Go ahead and take a rest. So now we're going to transition into our exercises with the ankle weight. So get that on, or hit pause and just relax for a little bit. Once you're ready, come on back. All right, so you've got the ankle weight on, and we're just going to be extending the knee. You can be sitting on the edge of your couch, off the edge of a bench. You're just slowly working on getting some extension at the knee. You're using your thigh muscles here. You can be leaned back more if that's more comfortable because your glutes and your hamstrings are too tight. Could be the case. You can also hug the knee up towards your chest more. That can also be a great way to build some hamstring flexibility and some knee strength. The weight should start light, so don't start off with 10 pounds, please. Start off with something like 1, 2, 3 pounds. Just feel those thigh muscles working. In the next round, I'll show you some other little options, but for now, just straight out in front of you. Alrighty, once those thigh muscles are burning, we got a 20-second rest. And same deal on this side. We're just going to be extending the knee. And here we go. So we want to feel thigh muscles firing. These muscles are going to help you walk. They're going to help you get upstairs. They're going to help your balance. Not as much as your hip muscles will, but they still contribute. The reason for that is pretty obvious. When you look at athletes, you might notice that when they're trying to balance their bodies, change direction, do all kinds of things, their knees are bent. Nobody tries to do a quick change of direction while their knees are locked and straight. You don't see surfers, ice skaters, gymnasts try to do things explosive or in response to some sort of maneuver that puts them off balance with straight knees. It just doesn't happen. All right, go ahead and relax. Then we'll switch. We got 20 seconds here. And I'm assuming you're standing next to your chair, whatever, your wall. And you're just going to be standing there, bending that foot up towards the butt. You can lean into a wall if that's more convenient. Try to pull that heel to your butt cheek as best you can. Again, this better be a lightweight. Even if it's a lightweight, you're going to get some cramping in your hamstrings. You're going to hate me. You're going to think I'm the devil. And I'm okay with that because you're going to get stronger legs and it's going to help you live longer, be more independent, feel younger, be more mobile, all that good stuff. So you can call me whatever you want. Whatever crazy insults come to mind, you can drop them in the comment section down below. The funniest one wins. Alrighty. Really make sure you pause. All right, let's take a rest. Switch it to the other side. I'll show you one other little option we can be working on with your hamstring curls. So here we go, lifting up. Taking it slow. You can also be messing around with directions. So if you want your foot a little bit here, a little bit there, you want to have the knee out a little bit. These are all options you can mess with. Do it on your own time. It's your homework. Next time you watch this video, which I hope you do, you can play with these options. Find angles. Always look to find angles that are tough. You're trying to figure out what you're bad at and get better at it. And really squeeze. All right, take a rest. And then we're gonna sit down on the chair again. We're gonna be doing our hip flexor lifts. Again, if you need to take a rest, take a rest. Otherwise, stick with me here. We don't even need to use the ankle weight. We're just gonna be lifting that knee up and back down. You can, however, use the ankle weight if you want to. You could either put it on your ankle or just stick it right on top of your thigh and hold it there. It's gonna give you a little bit of a challenge to these muscles right up here. Now, in a lot of people, these muscles are pretty weak, especially as you get older and you've been sitting a lot. These muscles are both short and quite weak, like really weak. So if you ever had trouble trying to step over something, something you left on the floor, or a child or grandchild left on the floor, it probably had something to do with how weak your hip flexors are. You almost never do this with any sort of resistance. If you do it at all, most days you probably just sit. And when you sit, these muscles get short, they get weak. All right, and let's go ahead and relax. We're gonna switch to the other leg. Got a 20-second little rest here. Ooh, let me show it to you this way. A couple options that you can play with next time around. So, you can be leaned back. I like holding on to the edge of whatever I'm sitting on. It just helps keep my abs engaged, make sure my low back doesn't go into a big crazy arch. It just helps me feel more stable. You can also, if you want to create a little more weight, effectively just making your leg heavier by extending the foot out. That is going to challenge hamstring flexibility though, so you might not be able to do this very much. So again, like that, or you can lean forward, closing this angle down. This angle is getting smaller the more I lean forward, so then I'm really challenging the strength of my hip flexors in a short range of motion. Whereas here, they're lengthened, they're trying to get stronger at a longer position. Alrighty, and go ahead and take a rest. We're going back to the beginning. We're going back, Marty. Back to the future. All right, so get the ankle weight on. We're gonna be doing those knee extensions. Here we go. Feel those knee muscles working. You can also, if you want to get spicy with it, have the leg out to the side. See how that feels. You're going to feel like your quadriceps are a little not happy about you being so creative. But it's good to go into different angles, teach these muscles to handle these different angles. Maybe you want to lean in a little bit more. That'll help improve your hip mobility, help you get your legs out wider so you have more options with your foot placement, your leg placement. If you're out gardening, if you're at the beach, you're on a hike, you need to step wide, you need to have control over your leg in a wider position. It helps to have practiced being in that wider configuration. All right, 20 seconds rest. Switch into the other leg. I'm gonna do it in a wider position since I just did it like this. I don't wanna feel super lopsided, but you can also go into narrow positions where you cross, okay? So here we go. I'm just gonna show you. You could have it kind of crossed, your body's a little twisted, so you've got your thigh in a little tighter. You can go wider, you can go straight in front, whatever you want to do, I'm okay with, because you are in control of your body and you are trying to figure out where you need more control, more strength in those legs. I'm just here to show you options. Consider me the map. Trail map, maybe. You get to choose whether you go down the green, the blue, or the double black diamond. Alrighty, let's take a little rest. Changing positions for those hamstring curls. Again, you can use the wall. Maybe you have 2 chairs around you to help you do all this. Whatever works. Hit pause when you need to. And here we go. 1 minute. Hamstring curls. One thing to pay attention to is that your back is not going into a big arch to do this unintentionally. So pushing down or pulling down into the object that's supporting you can be really helpful. It's all good. Keep those abs engaged. Really try to squeeze to kick yourself in the butt. Remember how you were going to buy that one stock like 15 years ago? And if you had bought it, if you had just bought 10 shares, you would be a millionaire right now. Yeah. And go ahead and switch sides. Use that memory of those shares you should have bought. That one company. Unbelievable. You could have bought yourself an island. And here we go. What would you have put on that island? What would you be eating? Man, just kick yourself in the butt. Just kick yourself in the butt. You should have bought it. You should have bought it. What was that stock for you? Drop me a comment down below. But don't forget to keep doing the workout. Feel those hamstrings. These muscles back here, those are your hamstrings. Again, if those are cramping, you're doing it right. And you might have to take a break if it cramps too much, and that's fine. It's not a sign that you're damaged. It just means your hamstrings are super weak. You haven't used them. All you ever do is sit on them. So, it's okay. Forgive them for being cranky. You know how cranky you are when somebody wakes you up from a long slumber. All right. Take a rest. And into the hip flexors. We're almost done, and I've got a little bonus coming for you at the very, very, very end. So here we go. Hip flexors, you want to lean back. That's a great way to do it. Helps you build strength through an easier range. It makes this top portion a little bit easier. You really squeeze in here to get that knee closer to your chest. It's totally fine if you can't get that range. If you're right here, that's fine. It might be a good idea at some point to stick that weight on there. Get those muscles firing so that when you hit the end of your range, those muscles are like, oh, we can do more, we can do more, we can do more. And then when that resistance is gone, you can actually go a little bit further because those muscles are creating more force and pulling on that bone to get further. And then you can add resistance in new places. My hip flexors are actually getting tired from this. Woo. All right, go ahead and relax. 20 seconds. Probably because I did some hip flexor stuff yesterday. But for your sake, I'm doing them again right now. So, here we go. Just lifting up. Again, as with everything, find angles. Explore. Maybe you want to be a little abducted, meaning out to the side. You want to find a little more control out there, because again, you got to step over something. Maybe it's a log or whatever, some bricks, some yard tools that you haven't put away in 3 years. You got to step over them from time to time. You got to have control. You got to be able to get your leg up and over sometimes. might be a good idea to practice that in a controlled setting where you're already sitting, and then you can control the high end of that motion. Yeah. You do what you want to do. You can adjust. There's no perfect, correct angle here. Just find the one that's a good challenge. Whew. All right. Now, final thing we're going to do, a little bit of a bonus. Lean over. Your knees can be bent. Hopefully you already feel a little bit of a stretch in your hamstrings here. Lean a little bit, keep that spine straight, and then you're going to try to straighten your knees out. So notice I'm not bending my spine as my knees straighten. I'm trying to keep my spine nice and straight. The knees straighten only as far as I can go while keeping the spine straight. So we're getting a stretch in the hamstrings. We're firing the thigh muscles, the quadriceps, the hip flexors to try to maintain that good spinal position while getting knee extension. So our hip flexors are firing, quads are firing. That puts a lot of tension into the hamstrings. If you need a little break, take a little break. Just do some pulses, some longer holds if you can. Try to straighten your knees. Fire your thigh muscles. Stretch those hammies. And we're going to do it just a little longer. I'm making you do 1 minute and 20 seconds of this because I like you. Because I believe in you. Good job. And relax. And like Nietzsche said, what doesn't kill you makes you more flexible. Right? No, I don't know if that's quite the line, but I think it'll make you stronger. I think that's the line, right? Nice job with the workout. We just went through it all. Now, if you had any exercise where you noticed that something was much weaker, much stiffer on the other side, feel free to do a little bit of extra. Go back through the video and do some extra for that weaker, stiffer side. Let me know how this workout felt for you. Drop me a comment down below and let me know what the best exercise was and what felt the most difficult. If you're looking for more free follow-along workouts to rebuild your body, be sure to check the description box for helpful links, and I'll also link to some at the end of this video. I'm also considering building a program specifically for seniors so that you can build and maintain strength and mobility so that you can stay independent for as long as possible. If you're interested in that program, please go to uprighthealth.com/seniors and sign up for the interest list so I can see how many people actually want this. I know a program like this could be really helpful for seniors, so if you are interested in this for yourself or for a loved one, please go to uprighthealth.com/seniors and let me know. And you can find programs to help you rebuild your body at home right now at uprighthealth.com/DIY. Like, share, and subscribe with the bell notification on, and as always, I hope you remember that pain sucks, life shouldn't.